Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for coming back to watch my videos, and thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for liking these videos. And yeah, so I did promise you guys a sit down story time of my first miscarriage. So yeah, guys, for those who don't know me, my name is Baboning Masemola, but some of my friends, family call me Bonnie. So here goes nothing. Story time, ne? So it started in 2015. 2015, December the 20th and the 19th. That's when my husband and I got married. It was a beautiful wedding. I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, I am Mrs. Masemola, you know? So yeah, 2015, December the 20th and the 19th, we got married. After that, we had to move to our apartment, and we enjoyed being newlyweds. So I think it was in February, you know, February 2016. Um, I woke up in the morning and I went to go take a shower. When I was in the bathroom, I noticed a discharge, a brown discharge. It was like a thick brown discharge, and I was like, what is this now? I called my husband. I was like, babe, come see. And then he was like, okay, okay, let's see, let's wait and see if this will continue for 2 days, and if it does continue, we'll definitely go to the doctor. You know, I had medication in the house, so I think it was like a cream where you insert inside your vagina or something like that. It's like a vaginal cream. So I was like, I'll use that. Maybe it will clear everything away. And I used that, but it didn't help. After 2 days, nothing. Like it was still there. And disclaimer, guys, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a gynecologist. I'm not in the medical field. So what I am saying is it's basically my experience, and that's it. So the discharge, even after I've used the cream, so the discharge kept on, coming, and now it started becoming bloody. Like it was a bloody discharge, a thick bloody discharge. And I was like, no, I told my husband, no, I think we need to go see the doctor now. So there was a doctor. It was a lady just where we stayed, and we went there. I remember my husband and I, it wasn't too far. We walked there. So we walked, and then we went there. We came in, we found the reception. We're like, hi, we're here to see the doctor. And she was like, okay, she's still with the patient. She'll come see you now. And do you do cash a medical aid? And at the time, we don't have a medical aid. So we're like, no, it's a cash consultation. So we sat down and we waited for the doctor. And the doctor came, and she called us, Mrs. Masemola, Mr. Masemola, you can come through. Uh, we went inside the room. So I explained to the doctor. She's like, why are you guys here? And I was like, doctor, I'm not feeling well, but not that physically I'm not feeling well, but I am coming out discharges, and it's now blood. It started being brown, like thick brown discharge, but now it's a little bit bloody. I don't know what's wrong. So the doctor was like, oh, okay, can I ask you to give me a urine sample? And I was like, yeah, sure. And she said, I would like to also take your blood pressure. And she took my blood pressure. Okay. Uh, After taking the urine sample, my husband and I, we waited in the room, and she came. And she's like, how old are you again? And I told her my age. And she's like, oh, I see you wearing a ring. So you guys are married? And we're like, yes. And she's like, you guys are pregnant. I was like, what? You know? I was in shock. I was like, no ways. Me pregnant? It's impossible. I remember my husband was like he was so excited. And I was like, why is James excited? Like, no, no, there's no ways, no. And I remember asking the doctor, I was like, but doctor, so is it normal? So meaning, is it normal when when a woman is pregnant, you need to come out that the bloody discharge, the brown in the body, and it smells foully. And the doctor said, no, it's not. Some women do come out discharges on their first weeks, but to come out like thick bloody discharge is not normal and it shouldn't be foully at all. So I am going to take a speculum just to have a look down there and see what's happening. So the doctor took the speculum and she checked me down there and she was like, Mrs. Masemola, you need to be rushed to the hospital as soon as possible. You are having a threatening miscarriage. And I was like, oh my God. And I remember looking at Rams and I was like, I could see his face. He looked confused and I was confused as well. I was like, okay, they just told us we're pregnant. Now we're having a threatening miscarriage. This doesn't make sense. What's going on? You know, we didn't know anything. Like, we were just lost. And they were like, yep, you need to rush to the nearest hospital because you really are having a threatening miscarriage. So, yeah, I remember we came out of the room. We went to go sit on the sofa at the reception again. And we were like, okay, babe, you call your parents and I'll call my parents, you know. So I called my mom and dad and I was like, Mom, Dad, you need to be here, you know. We were just from the doctor now and they said I'm having a threatening miscarriage. I don't know what's going on, and please, you guys need to be here. Like, I need you more than anything, you know. So they came, you know, I gave them the address where we were. So they came straight to the doctor. So the doctor did explain to my mom what was happening. And she did tell her, no, she really needs to go to the hospital, like, as in right now. So I was taken to Tshwane Hospital in Pretoria. So we went there. When we got there, oh my God, like the queue, like it was so bad. I would see old people lining up, you know, children, like it was just so bad, you know. So I came in and my husband spoke to the sister. So on our way there to Tshwane, I would feel cramps. I don't know if it was anxiety kicking in, so but I would feel abdominal cramps, you know. So I would tell my husband, then my mom was like, no, man, I'm really not feeling fine. I'm feeling I have pain on my abdomen, you know, and it's really not nice. I'm starting to feel very uncomfortable and it's really painful. So my husband's like, no, come down. It was on our way to Tshwane. So like, no, come down, babe. We're taking you to the hospital, you know. Uh, so we got to Tshwane, like I said, we found old people lining up, children, you know, like sick people, you know. So when we got there, we saw a nurse. There was a nurse like directing where you should go, what you should do, and all that. So my husband went to Tshwane to the nurse. I was on a wheelchair, and she said, my wife is not feeling well. We come from the doctor, and the doctor says she's having a threatening miscarriage. So can you help her? This is an emergency. We don't know how many weeks she is. So can you just please assist her? So the nurse said, nope, you need to wait. You see those people that are here lining up? Some of them have been there since yesterday. And I was like, oh my God, like really, what is going on, you know? So, okay, we just said, you know what, we'll wait. It's fine, you know? So we sat there and I started saying, no, baby, I am really not feeling well, you know? I started having cramps and I started crying, you know? And I would go to the toilet, still find that bloody discharge. And I was like, babe, something is not right with me. I was just starting to think the worst. Like, I was like, something is not right. And I would cry and the cramps would be so much. Like, I would really have pain, like serious pain. So my husband says, okay, what should we do now? You know, he went outside and he came back. He said, okay, we're taking you to Lewis pasture, you know, so that they can at least stabilize you, and then we'll bring you back to Tshwane if you really have to be admitted, you know. So they took me to Lewis Pasture Hospital in the, I think it's called the emergency room as well, trauma unit. They took me there. We found the nurse, and the nurse said, okay, we're going to put an IV drip on you, and the doctor will come see you and will run the medication of what the doctor has written on the prescription. And the doctor came, a very nice doctor, and he said, okay, we're going to take bloods on you, and we're going to send them to the lab and see what's going on. So he did confirm the pregnancy as well. He said, no, you guys are pregnant. But the thing is, we can see that your infection count is very high, like very, very high. So you really need to be admitted so that they can run an IV drip and put antibiotics so that it can at least, be on, a bit down. So I was like, okay, doc, so am I going to Tshwane again? He said, yes, you don't have a choice. You have to go back to Tshwane. But what I will do is I will call Tshwane, let them know that there is a patient coming, she's pregnant, and, they'll also do a sonar there to check how many weeks, how far along you are. So we went to Tshwane. Luckily, when we got there, I got help and I was admitted. So they ran, so they ran antibiotics through the drip. I was admitted there, I think it's for 2 days, if I can remember properly. So they ran antibiotics on an IV drip, to minimize my infection count, because apparently it was very high. And I was discharged, and then while I was admitted, they took me to the sauna room. I could see my baby. I don't remember properly how many weeks they said I was at that time. Yeah, I don't remember, but it was somewhere in February towards the end, or yeah, I just don't remember nicely. So they did the sauna, and then the heartbeat was there. I could see the baby, like a tiny. It was just amazing, and I fell in love. Like, I wasn't ready to have a child, but seeing the baby on this sauna, it was just amazing, and I was so happy. So the doctor at Tshwane did say, okay, you are going to attend, I don't know if it's antenatal classes at the clinic. So you attend the antenatal classes. The nurse at the clinic will tell you what to do. And we were happy. We were like, oh, okay, no, sure, thank you. We'll definitely do that. He gave me also medication to finish the course at home, the antibiotics to finish the course. And yeah, we went home, and my bump was growing, and everything was just like, my husband and I we were so happy. We were like, oh, okay, maybe it's a blessing. I mean, children come from God. Children are a blessing. So we just got married, and then now we're pregnant. So let's just accept. I mean, maybe it's something that God wanted for us. So we started, falling in love. And I remember my husband used to play with my tummy, because, it would be the first time. I remember the first kick was when I was, I think, 17 weeks, and I would just feel like bubbles, and it was just an exciting moment. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to meet this baby. I am so excited. And I remember when we went to a sauna, and they said, you guys are having a boy. We were like, oh my God. And remember, my husband is like he's the first son. No, he's the only son out of, like, there are 7 siblings. He's the only son, like, out of 6 girls. So we were excited. We were like, oh my God, we're having a son. So it's like an addition, so my husband can have like his friend, and so we were really excited. And yeah, so the bump was growing. So then this day came. Oh my goodness, this day came. The reason why I won't forget this day is because on the 12th of May, it was my husband's birthday. It happened on the 13th of May. It was my husband's birthday, and yeah, so my husband's birthday is on the 12th, and the drama happened on the 13th of May. in the wee hours of the morning. So I was sleeping. At that time, I was 22 weeks pregnant. That's like 5 months and 1 week. And I remember I was sleeping, So with me during my pregnancy, I used to get bored, like going to the bathroom so many times to go make a pee pee, And I was like, no, babe, I really need a bucket next to me, seriously, so that I can pee. Like during the night, I can just easily wake up and just pee there, And then in the morning, I'll just take the bucket out. And my husband was like, no, don't do that. But I was like, babe, I really need it because I can't, And it's starting to get cold. So we literally got the bucket for me, and I was a happy woman. And the 13th of April, 2016, God, when I think of that day, I feel defeated. I feel sad. I get emotional, but I do believe that everything happens for a reason. I don't know why, but I believe that everything happens for a reason, and God is in control of everything, It was in the wee hours of the morning, and I remember waking up, and I wanted to pee so bad, I woke up, I went to my bucket, and immediately when I sat on that bucket, water gushed down, my water broke. And I didn't know that time that my water broke. I didn't know what was happening, but I could feel something was wrong, Rams was sleeping at that time. I remember just taking the blanket on him, just pushing it out. I was like, Rams, wake up, something is wrong. Babe, I need to go to the hospital right now. And he was like, babe, what's wrong? He wakes up in shock. It's like, babe, what's wrong? What's happening? I was like, I was peeing, and I just felt something like whoosh out of my vagina. I don't know what's happening, but it felt like water coming out. He's like, are you sure? Are you sure? And I was like, yes, something is not right, And he's like, okay, what do we do, And I said, nope, we need to take me to the nearest hospital right now. So he rushed me to the hospital, to the nearest hospital, Verhouse Hospital. We got there at the emergency room, and the doctor came. And I remember the doctor came with a sad face. It was a woman. And she said to me, Mrs. Masemola, I hear that your water broke, we are going to take you to the sauna just now to see what's happening, and we'll take it from there, They took me to the sauna room, and they did confirm that my water broke. So we came back, and she said, your water broke, and in this case, if you are not like 5 months, the baby hasn't developed fully or developed well, the baby needs the amniotic fluid to develop, so they need and also it is a risk that your water broke. It means your cervix is open, so you are also in a high risk of having infection. So, but we are going to send you to the hospital, and since you can't get admitted here because you don't have a medical aid, so we are going to book you into a public hospital, and see the doctors, the gynaes there will see what best they can do for you, So this is what I am telling you, but then let's look forward and see what will happen, So they called the ambulance, and the ambulance took me to Tshwane again. And when we got to Tshwane, they said Tshwane is full. The gynecology ward is quite full, so they're taking me to Steve Biko. So the ambulance took me to Steve Biko. When I got there, they took bloods and sent me to a sauna room, and the gynecologist said, I'm so sorry. Your baby's heartbeat is still there, it's strong, but there's no water, and you can see the baby's not even moving anymore, he's not active. So chances of the baby surviving are very slim. So we are really sorry. The only thing that could happen is to take out the baby and save you, because now you are at the risk of having a high infection in your womb. And I was like, doctor, what are you telling me? He's like, we are really sorry. And they wheeled me to the gynecology and obstetric ward, they call it. And I was in the ward, there was other ladies as well. And I sat there and I was like, God, please make a miracle. Bring back this water. Bring back this so-called amniotic fluid, So at the public hospital, right, it's not like at the private hospital where there's one gynecologist and you say, oh, that's my gynecologist, he'll forever go there. No, there's different gynecologists coming to the ward every day, so you are seen by different gynecologists. So the following day, another gynecologist came. It was a woman also, and she said, we are not promising you anything, we are going to try and save the baby. So let's see if the amniotic fluid will come back, and maybe your womb can also close. We don't know. We're not giving you hope, but let's just see what will happen, And I remember calling Rams. I was like, babe, there's hope, the baby can survive, And shame, I remember Rams would come every day to the hospital, guys. When they say, I have the most supportive husband, like he's so amazing. Thank God for him. Like, that man, he's the best. So he came to the hospital, he sat there, we ate, we were so happy, and but there was no progress. Every day they will wheel me to the sauna room, and the doctors would be like, it's your water is actually the small amount of amniotic fluid that was left in your womb is actually draining out. So there's really no chances, Mrs. Masamola. So we are so sorry. We have to now take out this baby. And I was like, okay. So what do we do now? And they said the procedure is you are going to go to spontaneous labor. We are going to insert the pill that will open now your cervix so that you can deliver the baby. So you'll deliver the baby like just how people give birth, and you'll deliver the placenta as well. I remember, I didn't know, like I was confused, I was like, what type of a pill is it? And I was so confused. And my husband was shattered, and we were like, I think he was trying to be strong for me, So, but we were. It wasn't easy, So they started the process. I remember it was at night. The nurse came, and they insert the pill. The pill didn't work, and then the next morning they did the same thing, And at night, I think around 2 o'clock, I started having contractions, if they call it. I started having contractions. I remember screaming out, screaming my lungs out. I was like, help, help, in the ward, and the nurse came and I said, what's wrong? And I was like, something is coming out, out of my womb, and it was the baby, it was time. So I did deliver my baby boy. He was very tiny, At that time, I think it was like 23 weeks now. So I did name him. I did see him, and it was just a beautiful baby boy. Yeah, so the doctors didn't tell me then what was wrong. I remember asking, why did I have what happened? Why did my water break so quickly? What's going on? And they were like, we don't know, maybe it's infection, we don't know, They didn't even bother to do like test or anything. I remember the nurse said, we are going to test just placenta to just check if maybe there was something wrong with your placenta. And I was like, fine, maybe, they could find something so that when I get pregnant the second time, they would, help me, So when every time I would go back to Steve Biko, ask for my results, and they're like, they don't know, they can't see me on the system, or like, it was just horrible. So I delivered the baby, and I could see him, and I could just see him kick a little bit, and that was the end of him. And he just, quietly sat there, and I delivered the placenta. I cried so much. Okay, it's fine. I think what I told myself was, it's fine. At least I could get pregnant. At least I can go home and make another baby with my husband. And like, I was just trying to console myself and be like, everything is fine. But I was really hurt. Even now, I still I don't forget. Like, every day when the year passes, and I'm like, oh, my son could be 5 years this year, or 6 years, or going to preschool. Like, I do think these things, and yeah, and that's my story of how I lost. Sorry guys, I got emotional. So that's my story of how I lost my baby, and I really hope that my story helps someone, that other women that are going through the same thing, that you are not alone, and God is in control. Everything will work out at the end. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening to my story. Thank you. If you do like this video, please click the like button, comment, share, subscribe, share to other women, share to your friends, your family, and please subscribe, support me. Thank you so much, guys. I love you.